Welcome to Featherland. I'm a storyteller. I love telling people about just the crazy fantasy stories that I make up about dragons and falcons and owls and every time I start telling someone the story, I love seeing how mesmerized and interested they get in the whole storyline, and almost every time they like, you have to write a book, you have to get that down on paper. And I've tried several times, but it's frustrating. It takes so much time and so much organization to get my story down on paper. It's painstaking labor. And so I've decided to try to take a more natural way of storytelling by telling little pieces of my narration in YouTube videos and publishing them on a Facebook page and monetizing the videos so that I get a little bit of money for my creativity. This is a learning process. My lighting isn't right. I'm learning how to use this camcorder. I'm learning about storytelling as I go, but it'll get better. Have some patience with me. I have this huge story that I've been making up since I was a teenager, and I'm going to start telling it from about a dozen, or at least 6 or 7 different times in the story and from different perspectives. And one perspective is called the Dark Dragon, and it's just the waking up of an evil dragon. And this dragon goes to a continent where there are these owls that hunt mice and live like owls, and he talks them into becoming vegetarians, and they become necromancers that turn people into zombies that do their farming for them, and he raises big zombie armies that are controlled by these owl necromancers, and it's just completely insane and evil. And then I'm going to tell a story from the perspective of the grazers, and these are people that are kind of like fawns. They're kangaroos from the waist down, and they're kind of humanoid from the top up, and they have eyes that kind of go like herbivores, and they live in soddies, and they're potters, and they're very good gatherers. They're not much for farmers, but they are gatherers, and they're good doctors. They know what plants do, and they utilize plants medicinally very well. They're an interesting people, and they have many adventures. And I'm gonna talk about the princess, and she's I started writing her when I was 13, and she was me then, and then I follow her through her whole life. And Keb in the Tower, and it's kind of like a Rapunzel type story, but it's an exile who's in this tower, kind of waiting for his life to move on. And the Shadow Man, which starts with a Japanese scientist on the other side of the black hole, and he's in anti-space, and he finds a way to end up on Featherland's side of the black hole, and he's interesting. He's like a shadow that walks around. He does a lot of spying and harassing, and he's an interesting fella. And then I'm going to tell some stories from of a garden gnome, and he's an actual person. He was a waif for a pauper that was taken in by a family, and he lives by this weird complex set of rules. And he takes care of the garden, and he chops wood, and he milks the goat, and he does this and he does that, and he lives in the garden shed, and it's about his life. I might start a couple other little side projects and side stories, but I'm going to tell this story from a lot of different angles. There's I might tell about a king who's a dragon slayer, and I also want to start filming from different places around Portland and in this area. I have one character who's the troll under the bridge, and a story about, not so much Billy Goat Gruff, but it's all about the troll under the bridge. And so next time I'm in Seattle, I might go to the Fremont Bridge and film from under. There's a big sculpture of a troll under the Fremont Bridge in Seattle, and I might film from there. I'm looking forward to filming from the Chinese Garden and from a lot of the different parks around Portland. But I think this will be a really fun way to express my creativity and to tell a story and entertain people. And I truly, truly hope that you enjoy the story as much as I enjoy the creative process. Thank you.